Hello everyone, Kate Crane here. Today I'm using some of the DuraLar Wet Media because this takes any kind of wet media, and I'm going to be using some fountain pen inks or any kind of water soluble ink to create these kind of backgrounds which are great for layering in your cards or your mixed media projects. As you can see from my little pre-made samples, you can get a lot of different effects either by painting directly or printing or dribbling or even painting words. I'm going to be using a variety of fountain pen inks just because I have quite a few, but you could also use something like this and put your brush directly into the bottle. I'm going to start by painting some patterns on here. I'm using my blues and greens. One thing to remember when you're doing this is it travels quite a bit on the surface and it continues to travel, so always just leave a little bit of space. By using a brush, it does mean you have a little bit more control. And if you're worried about ink bottles spilling, you can always just use a little palette. And I'm dropping a bit of contrast ink, and that will carry on travelling. The green will travel through the blue to create some nice effects. And if you want to encourage the ink to travel a little bit, you can use just drops of water . And just a few splats for extra interest. Now, I love kind of palettes and colour swatching. I love the whole idea of them. I've got my bottles ready without the lids on. Using a brush does give you a fair bit of control, so you can paint words and very distinct patterns. Remember that these inks will travel a bit on this surface. Finally, just a little abstract, and you can see how that's already starting to merge and to move a little bit. These are dried now, and as you can see, as soon as you lay them up in your journals, on some ledger paper, even on a piece of scrapbook paper, they take on a whole new life. If you're worried about things moving, because remember these are water soluble inks, you can always just reverse them and use them the other way. You just need to be careful and think ahead if you're doing lettering. I'm going to put a couple of collages together, one in my junk journal and one on a smaller scale in my little traveller's notebook. Now, the page in my next journal is a lot smaller. It's just 8 by 12. I've trimmed down just an old print. You could again do this just on scrapbook paper, anything, layer it on anything. As you can see, I stitch before I add it to my journals. The stitching is not functional, so it's optional. It's purely decorative. I just love the look of it. I've now added my larger abstract in my junk journal. And my smaller palette page in my traveller's journal. This is in the accordion pull-out insert. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy playing along with your fountain pen inks or water-soluble inks. Thanks for watching.